Welcome back to Fridays with Frazier. This past couple of weeks, we have had the pleasure of talking to two of our incredible teachers at the elementary schools, Miss Henry and Miss Cardwell, who are Innovation Lab instructors. We've taken this and done these interviews in two parts. Welcome back to Fridays with Frazier. I'm with Miss Bonnie Cardwell, a veteran teacher of 16 years here at Claremore Public Schools, outstanding educator. She was actually our first teacher that we hired for the Innovation Labs as a STEM teacher. When we were in theory discussing and talking about the Innovation Labs, Ms. Cardwell's name kept coming up over and over and over again, finally until the point I had to tell the teachers, yes, we know Ms. Cardwell is going to be one of those teachers, but this is what we're going to do. Anyway, we're fortunate to have her. Welcome to Fridays with Frazier.
Thank you.
Great. So you've been doing this 4 years. And so I know it's been a process, and so we're just getting better and better, I assume.
We are absolutely
So tell me about that journey.
So we're not supposed to talk about COVID, but we started right after COVID.
Right.
So it was a hot mess. The other facilitator and I did not get to go through the training like we should have, so we were kind of thrown in here, and so I kind of taught it like it was science class, and I mean it's science always taught with like different projects and stuff. So
Sure.
We also would carry a bunch of stuff back and forth because we thought every single island was supposed to be doing the same technology.
Right.
Not any different.
Right.
So, and then after a while, we did a tour with Midland. Midland did some tour, and I saw another innovation lab, and it was the same curriculum that we had. And she was up there talking, and she was showing like Island 1 is doing Gooby, Island 2 is doing robotics, Island 3 is doing engineering, Island 4 is doing electricity and electronics. I'm like, wait, that's what we should be doing.
Right.
And so I got in contact with that teacher's principal, and you guys sent us over there to do like a full day with her. And so since then, we have really developed this program to do the same thing, how it's supposed to be set up. And then, and we've gone from there. We've also put our own stuff into it.
So I think back of when I was in third grade, and maybe what my science class looked like, and I assure you, first of all, it didn't look like this.
No.
And just looking around at, invent, decide, learn, organize, present, around that. And last week I noticed that on your collaboration notes you had put something in about you started a journal with your favorite mistake. And it was like, that's so awesome, just the culture that you're creating here to invent and to, explore and be curious. So explain that a little bit.
So it started off my first year again, lots of learning that first year. The kids would get really upset whenever a project didn't turn out right. And I would try to explain to them that you're reinventing something. You're entrepreneurs, you're innovators, you're supposed to make mistakes, and but they get really upset about it. So then I started with, okay, so we're going to make mistakes, and we want to make mistakes in here. So I start off every class, you're going to make a lot of mistakes in here, and if you're not making mistakes, then you're not doing it right. And so it went from that to everybody wanted to tell me every mistake they made. And so I turned it into, tell me your favorite mistake. And so your favorite mistake is the mistake that they learn the most from. They make lots of mistakes in here, they're supposed to. And I mean, we celebrate mistakes, that's important. I do want to cultivate that empowerment of like, yes, I made a mistake, I tried something new, I took a risk, and it didn't work out. But you know what? I learned this from it.
What a great lesson.
Yes, and so we have a SMART meeting at the beginning when we start, and I tell them, it's like, go out there and make mistakes, be risky. And then I was like, at the end, we're talking about your favorite ones.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Give me an idea of some of the things, maybe some of your favorites, what you kind of enjoy the most.
A lot of them. Tinkercad 3D printing is probably my very favorite. I would have to say, because the kids get so excited, and I kind of hold it back until 5th grade because there's so much to learn in the software. And so, I mean, I have in the 3rd grade, they're coming to me going, when do we get to the 3D print? When do we get to 3D print? And so I say 5th grade, 4th grade, you start learning a little bit about it. And so when 5th grade rolls around, they are ready.
I have a special guest, Miss Ashley Henry, who is the STEM teacher in the Innovation Lab at both Catalay and Westside Elementary. So Ashley, first of all, welcome.
Thank you.
Ashley is one of our young bright stars. This is Ashley's 3rd year. Seems like just the other day. But this is your first year to be in the STEM class.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about what you do, when you do it, how all that works. Talk to us.
So I go back and forth between Catalina and West Side. I see 3rd through 5th grade mostly, and then I see 2nd grade like as an orientation style just to get them to fit in and kind of get them used to being in the STEM lab so that
Sure.
whenever they come for 3rd grade, they are used to actually being in the lab.
A lot of equipment, some amazing stuff. So how do you like it so far?
I've loved it so far. It's
Good.
awesome. It's great getting to see the kids actually like imagining things that they can do outside of the classroom.
Right.
And we've connected it with standards now, so it's taking those things that they're learning in the classroom and giving them life. And
I'm looking over here. You've got a word wall, and you've got force, motion, observation, experiment. So I guess you use all the scientific principles and technology. And so if we say, what is STEM? So what is it to you, and what do our kids think it is?
So STEM, I go through with 2nd grade a lot of those word wall words so that whenever they come, they actually understand what words I'm saying.
Yep.
And so I go through engineering is building things, getting to do things. If you've built with Legos before, you've been an engineer.
That's right.
If you have been on your parents' phone before, you use technology. We have to use math because if you're building something, you're only in here for 4 days. So if you're building something that's 12 feet long, then you don't have time to actually be able to build it. So you have to figure out, okay, I need it to be a foot long instead so that I can actually get it and build it and meet my SMART goal at the end of the week.
Awesome. Application of math.
Yes.
That's good. Real life. So you mentioned that they only had a week. So what does it look like for, let's say, the 4th grade class? They come in. What's typical?
So starting off for the beginning of the week, it's more of a plan and explore. So they're reading about what they're doing. They're answering questions based off of what they just read to make sure that they're actually understanding it. And then they are going into creating their SMART goal. And their SMART goal gives them like a purpose. It creates just different aspects of like time and goals that they're going to reach by the end of the week. Then they actually get to move into the do it part. So whether it's a software based thing or a actual kit that they're building something, they get to move on to doing that. The kinesthetic style of learning is met. And then at the end of the week is the share. And so they get to go around and share it with other people. And then they're getting used to actually being able to communicate. They're talking with someone that's going to be coming to their station the next time that they're there and giving them tips, mistakes that they made so that those people can learn from them the sum of the week.
There's a lot of life skills in that. That's awesome. That's exciting. So what are some of your favorite projects so far that?
So the kids absolutely love the 3D printing. Another one is Gooby. And so they make towers from it. And so they connect it to different towers that they've seen, whether it's skyscrapers or the Eiffel Tower, then they're creating those. So another real world application.
Right. So is that software or is it they're actually building something?
It's an actual building kit. So they have little magnetic pieces that they connect together and then they start building it up.
Magnetism, engineering. That's awesome.
And then there's another one that's circuits. And so they have to learn how to create a circuit. And it's really good skills because it asks them about electricity and how it works. So I'm like, okay, if you were to turn on a light switch, what's behind that light switch that's making it work?
Right.
And it boggles their mind sometimes if they've never thought of there being something behind it as to why it's working.
Right. This is your first year, but you are perfect for this position, and we're so excited that you're here. I know that when you were first hired that you were science was your main thing, and aerospace, and you've gotten numerous awards and done multiple things with NASA and all these cool things. Obviously you can bring that into the classroom, so that's got to be awesome.
Actually going to be doing for the day. And so with that SMART meeting, I always have a picture that goes with it. And so that's kind of our starter to get things going. They talk about it with me. So far it's been mission control and an astronaut. It's been a comet. It's been what a SpaceX rocket looks like, and I have a picture of me with it on its side, and so they can see scale of how big that is compared to me. And so then they're looking at those pictures, and they're like, oh, wait, it's actually really big. And so it's giving those things that they actually are seeing and getting their interest right from the get-go as soon as they come into the lab and get them engaged and learning from the start.
That's awesome. It's so much different. I look back, I know that I'm extremely old, but I'm pretty sure when I was their age, I was playing with G.I. Joes and Major Matt Masons, and that was about as far as NASA that I got. So anyway, thank you so very much for what you do, and we're so proud of you and so proud to have you as one of our staff members, and we love it here, and hopefully you love it here.
Yes.
And as always, I will say this, it's a great day to be a zebra.